We're here at the first ever Apple store in India, in Bombay, in BKC. It's opened just moments ago, and there has been seriously palpable excitement, not only from the customers, which is understandable. All the employees are egging the customers' excitement on as well.
There's a lot of rush to get inside the store. There have been people who have been queuing up all night. Some have arrived really early in the morning, and people are looking at devices. Many of them making a purchase immediately as soon as they entered the store. Many walking with a purpose, knowing exactly what they want to buy at the first Apple retail store in the country, because it's an experience in its own, we must admit. Like both Mangalam and I have visited the stores abroad, and when you come over here, the way in which you get to experience the product, the way in which you get, to actually use the product and then make your decision, this is something that only a company Apple store can offer.
I totally agree with you. And one of the most exciting things was not only did people want to come in to make a purchase, we did have a couple of conversations with a few people who did make their first purchase. But, having your first purchase being handed over to you by none other than Tim Cook, that is an experience in itself, and that makes the wait worth it for a lot of people.
At 11 o'clock, Tim Cook was the one who opened doors for the customers who were queuing outside. I mean, I thought that was really heartwarming. What a gesture it is. Like typically when you see for these global launches and stuff, the company CEO, the tech company CEO, makes an appearance, makes an entrance, and this was the company chief opening the doors for the first few customers, so it was quite heartwarming.
That was heartwarming. And while Tim Cook welcomed the customers into their Apple store, the India Apple store for the first time, we need to also know that the customers were as excited. We had a bunch of people carry a lot of presents, letters. I myself got a book. Unfortunately, didn't get it signed. But, a lot of things, a lot of people carried with them for the excitement towards the Apple store. But importantly, we should know the reason why Apple's coming to India now. In their overall scheme of things, India is just about 1.5% of their revenues. But last year, it grew 50%. And now...
Also, the preference for premium smartphones in the country has increased over the past couple of years. India, yes, is one of the largest smartphone markets in the world. But the fact that people are preferring or choosing to buy a device above 30,000, they are going there, pushing their budgets a little ahead each passing year. So that is also a great time for Apple to actually open their store in the country.
Yeah, and when you talk about volumes, Apple doesn't feature in the top 5 phones by volumes. You have Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, Samsung, all of them. But when it comes to places where matters, you spoke about the premium market, right? Upwards of $500 a piece. That market grew by 60% last year. And in that, Apple has a staggering 61% market share. Who is second? Samsung, which has just 20% market share. So when it comes to people putting their money and where their mouth is, it is Apple. And that's the kind of stuff that we're seeing here, right? While you can argue that the numbers in India are more skewed toward the lower end phones, when it comes to the premium end, there's no one but Apple. Even globally, while their volume share is just about 18%, the share of value is upwards of 50%.
Yeah, and if you see the way in which Apple also speaks to its customers, very, very different as compared to how Android does it. When it comes to Android devices, especially the premium ones, it's all about specs. How many GB of RAM is there on the device? How fast does the device charge? How many cameras? How many megapixels in the cameras? And this was the first year, in fact, 2022 was the first year when, Apple just pushed the boundary for megapixels on the camera to 50. Till then, it was only 12 megapixel triple camera setup on the premium flagship of the phone. So it doesn't talk about specs apart from its chipset, apart from the kind of top of the league performance that it will deliver. Just goes ahead, launches the products, clean looking products available in the market. So that's pretty cool and very simplistic in design and approach.
Yeah, that is classic Steve Jobs. That is classic Apple. In a line of it, I could summarize what Shibani said. Most other tech companies tell you what the product can do for you. But, when it comes to Apple, they say, this is what you can do with the product. And I think it is really exciting. It is very crowded out here. What we'll do is we'll get some more juicy tidbits out for you and keep coming live to you on all of CNBC-TV18's platforms.